Welcome to the Space Jam. We are gonna eat hams and we're gonna bake some yams only in the Space Jam. Woo!
Andy, I think, is having some sort of mental break.
In a world filled with cinematic trash, it's easy to call out everything wrong with a movie. But what if we forced that lazy film criticism to stop hating on movies? What if they were forced to love them? We grabbed two of the most negative neck-bearded film critics on the internet and forced them to watch some of Hollywood's greatest dumpster fires. They'll go head-to-head, competing to see who can most convincingly defend these cinematic piles of Each man must fight to overcome his hatred, learn to love each wretched film, and confidently declare to the world that it is the best movie ever.
Best movie ever is going to be part of my new movie channel, Movie World, where we only talk movies. So hit that subscribe button, that bell for all alerts, and then smash that like button and leave a comment down below with the movie you want to torture us with next. Hello and welcome to Best Movie Ever. I'm Andy Signore. Always happy to be here with my man, Vito.
How's it going, Andy? I'm excited to be here.
You know, I've done this show with you so long, I don't even know how to say your last name. Gesualdi?
Well, my family has always pronounced it Gesualdi. But, like, recently my sister's been looking into our genealogy, and she's like, we've just been pronouncing it wrong for, like, 100 years.
Oh,
it does
why'd you give me that ammo? Gesualdi. I'm so glad I asked.
My sister, like, pronounces it differently from the rest of the family because she is ashamed of being a Gesualdi.
Well,
I just embrace it. I'm like, you know what? It kind of fits my life.
Well,
it kind of makes sense.
We're here to review Space Jam: A New Legacy. Why it's the worst movie ever. Top 10 things about Space Jam 2: A New Legacy. All the things you missed in a Space Jam: A New Legacy. I'm here to talk about
Space Jam
LeBron
Legacy,
James,
Easter eggs,
Space Jam: A New Legacy, Easter eggs, hidden things you missed, all the cameos. I'm doing something I learned, Vito, which is they actually don't listen to keywords anymore. They actually listen to the video. So at the beginning of the video, you got to just say a lot of these things, so it helps. So Space Jam: A New Legacy.
The transcript.
Yeah, Space Jam: A New Legacy, things you missed. Here they come. That's
Top 10 Space Jams that ever jammed in space.
But we are going to give you why this film is, ready, Vito? The best movie ever! All right, now you can go watch our reviews. Vito's should be up if it's not already. It should be up by the time you watch this. I posted
soon.
mine. I thought this movie was awful. Complete garbage. Vito, do you share that feeling?
I cannot express from the depths of my heart how much I despise this soulless movie.
A lot of people hate this movie right out the gate, so we thought, you know what? Let's do a special best movie ever. The way this show works is we have to take our hatred away, guys. We cannot hate this movie. Starting now, we must each sell to you why this film is the best movie ever. We are going to have to pretend to find Space Jam: A New Legacy as the best movie ever. Last week we did Captain Marvel, and Vito, I'm sad to admit you destroyed me. 68%. Vito beat me.
Yes.
Oh, I don't know how I lost that big, but I did. So today, Vito and I will be taking a deep breath and finding a way to declare Space Jam: A New Legacy the best movie ever.
Best movie ever.
All right, Vito. So you won. You get to. Do you want to go first?
I'm gonna take the lead on this one.
Okay.
Number one reason that Space Jam: A New Legacy is the best movie ever. We get to see some of that classic 2D Warner Brothers animation, and you really got to appreciate that. To be real, and this is me being serious, 2D animation is kind of becoming a dying art form, at least here in America. We see a lot of stuff coming from overseas, a lot of anime. But you don't see a lot of 2D animation in terms of these old classic Western cartoons like the Looney Tunes. They do a little bit of it, but when's the last time that you saw a great 2D animated Looney Tunes movie? What did they do? Back in Action? Was that all 2D?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When was that, though?
2000 something.
That was a while ago.
Yeah, it's 2000 something.
And also just the classic movie concept of having 2D characters interacting with real actors, like, of course, Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I mean, that's a hard thing to pull off, to get these characters to interact in interesting ways. So just the combination of seeing the actual Warner Brothers cartoons, doing their classic gags, duck season, rabbit season. I even like seeing a 2D animated LeBron James. I thought it looked great. He kind of fit into the Looney Tunes universe. So I really appreciate that they tried to do some of the classic old school animation. I must say, at some point, it does switch over to 3D animation, which was not nearly as exciting. But a good amount of this movie does do the 2D animation. We even get to see the Superman animated series for a brief moment. So, yeah, I appreciate that. I'm glad we had some of that. And maybe it sets the stage for doing more of these live-action 2D character crossovers. I'd love to see more of that
look,
stuff.
You're not wrong in that 2D animation is not seen enough, and they do give it a platform. So I can't argue with you that. There was some beautiful animation from a 2D standpoint. And you know what? I'll just lead right into my first one because I think you sort of set me up well, but you didn't really focus on it as much, so I'm going to steal it. My number one is we also get some classic Looney Tunes action. It takes about 26 minutes to get into the Looney Tune verse, but once we're there, we meet Bugs. It's kind of fun to see LeBron doing duck season, rabbit season with him. They're hitting against the walls, like,
hey, aren't you LeBron James?
It's pure Looney
the
Tunes
train
action.
track.
If you guys have watched the HBO Max series that they've brought it back, it's actually pretty good. It's like a nice updated, just HD version of sort of old Looney Tunes. They've even brought back Elmer Fudd's rifles now or shotguns back in season 2.
There's a couple scenes where they have guns.
Yeah, and so it's just nice to see the Looney Tunes back in action, like in the show. So when the Looney Tunes get to be themselves and actually be silly and do sort of those things, I actually had fun with the film. To me, the best parts of this movie were Bugs and Daffy and everybody sort of fighting and having the loony aspects of what they were to do. And even LeBron as a guest star felt like the old Scooby-Doo shows where they had the Harlem Globetrotters show up,
Right.
So I could give it a pass. It was like, all right, cool, we got a basketball player in the Looney Tunes. Yeah, let's just have fun and have it be Looney. So from that aspect, I got to say, yeah, look, the Looney Tunes were there. They did great, good voicing for Bugs and Daffy, etc. And it was nice to see them back in action doing the Looney Tune thing. Do you disagree?
No, I was going to say it was good to see. Yeah, I mean, that's why you're coming to the movies. You want to see the Looney Tunes. Again, we don't get to see them too often on the big screen these days. Yeah. And it was great to see some of the stuff that I think they had phased out. Like, I think, didn't they say they didn't want Elmer Fudd to have a gun anymore?
And it's there.
They've kind of gotten over this, like, oh, we can't do this because we're going to get in trouble. Like, no, they even had Speedy Gonzalez, who they've always been worried about. Oh, that's an offensive, racial caricature. It's like, no, they're kind of getting back into like, oh, they're the Looney Tunes. Who cares? They did still leave Pepe Le Pew out.
Could have had
Pepe.
Pepe.
That's a bit sad. But other than that, yeah, it was good to see all the Looney Tunes. Back in action.
Back in action.
You
There it
keep saying
is.
that.
We got to say it for the keywords. All right, Vito, number 2 for you.
Number 2. I mean, and this is interesting, actually, because this was the part of the movie I thought I would hate the most. And it ended up being one of the only sequences I really liked. Lola Bunny in the world of the Amazons. Andy's eyes go wide as I say it. I thought that was a really good sequence. Now, to set it up, this is the part in the movie where LeBron James is going to all these different movie universes to pick up the Looney Tunes. And I'm going to be honest. Most of these scenes are really bad. Okay. We get to see Austin Powers, Casablanca, like all Mad Max Fury Road. Like, it doesn't work. They shouldn't be in these things. But for some reason, Lola Bunny, before Wonder Woman, taking the trial to become an Amazon warrior, I was like, that kind of fits for her character. Like, it actually makes sense because she's kind of a strong, independent, sexy bunny lady who now, takes herself seriously and is taking on these trials. It kind of like was the only one of those movie cameos that kind of made sense for the character. And the big thing about it, first of all, it's very funny because she's very focused on trying to complete this trial on the time limit she has, and Bugs Bunny and LeBron James are just chasing after her and ruining it the whole time. So it was a lot of great physical comedy there. But I also just really, again, on the animation, I thought this was the best animated sequence in the whole movie. It has this comic book look to it. It has the screen tone pattern that you would see on the printed page in a comic book. They're even traveling through like comic panels. It just, I don't know. It looked really good. I would like to see a whole movie in that style. And ultimately, it was like a very concise little scene where Lola Bunny comes to terms with the fact she's like, oh, I'm dead set on being an Amazon. But then, she saves Bugs Bunny, and Wonder Woman tells her, well, now you're an Amazon because, you save people. So, I don't know. I really like that sequence. I had a ton of fun with it. I thought it was great.
Yeah, I
Shut
love
up, Andy.
seeing. Look, I gotta be. I'm positive, of course. I'm not faking any of this. I loved seeing Lola Bunny, sex pot Lola Bunny, in the Amazonian scene, training with the Amazons. That made so much sense to the Wonder Woman lore and everything else. It was such a standout scene that made sense. So yeah, I got to agree with Vito there that it's such a wonderful, empowering. Scene in the film.
Lola Bunny's just such a good character. She's one of the few characters in the movie I really like.
See her, just wear frumpy clothes and be good at basketball.
Okay, look, I'm not saying she couldn't have had better curves.
She's what a better character she was in this film because she's with Diana Prince. I mean, so bravo. Well, look, I can't deny it.
It was a really good looking sequence.
I can't deny it because
good.
You know what? Vito, you're absolutely right, but I'm going to level into this 10 times harder than you. You ready? In fact,
go nuts.
I'm ready to go inside the Serververse, baby. Yeah! Bam! I forget the Snyderverse, baby. I want to restore the Serververse. I'm talking. We get all of look at them. They're all here. I got the whole gang, the Looney Tunes crew. Boo! You get my spaceship. I got Elmer Fudd. I got them all. But yeah, you know what? We got Scooby Doo. Oh yeah, then look, I see Yogi Bear is showing up, and then I got Dino, and I got there's Porky Petunia Pig. But as Wonder Woman, it's just gonna get better. Oh look, it's Mira from Aquaman. Oh, that's awesome. And then there's Diana Prince showing up. Oh, and then we get to get Morpheus. Morpheus is going to be there. Then it's going to be Tyrion from Game of Thrones. He's going to be like, what up, Roadrunner? And then we're going to get Chuck Norris is like, yeah, getting in there. And then at the same time, Mr. Meeseeks is there from Rick and Morty to mix things up.
They are all in there,
what's going to go? And then, you know what? Not enough. Let's get the Clockwork Orange guys in there. They could just show up and just get in with Diana. They can be inspiring figures for Diana. Oh, and then we'll put the purple Teletubby. We'll be right
Wow,
next
you
to
really set up the props
we'll be there.
for
and
this
then,
one. You really
went
the
Berenstein Bears because we got to keep this kid-friendly next to, to the Clockwork Orange people and Mira. Oh, and then we'll put Freddy Krueger in there. Freddy Krueger will just show up, and then we're gonna have Mr. T come in. Mr. T's gonna be like, "I'll pity the fool," and then we're gonna have Penguin show up. Penguin's gonna be there,
right?
And then we're gonna have Hulk Hogan be like, "Whoa, Penguin!" Let's
wow,
make
you
60.
really went the distance.
And then Austin
to make
Powers is like,
point.
"Yeah, Hulk, I love you.
Yeah,
it's gonna get in my hairy chest." And then Riker's gonna be like, "Speaking of hairy chests," and then Whoopi Goldberg's Guidance gonna be like, "Hells yeah, I want to have this. I've been waiting." And then the Tick's gonna be there.
Oh my God! This
Goat Boy. Remember Goat Boy? Goat
yes,
Boy's
I remember.
And then Alec Baldwin and Beetlejuice, but only in his form when he's dead. And then the Philly Fanatic's gonna be there. Woo! He's gonna be hitting baseballs.
Okay, the Philly Fanatic was not in the movie.
Iron Giants be like, "Oh, Superman."
Oh God!
And then we're gonna have this Cartman's be like, "I hate Jews." Superman, Iron Man. I'm gonna be a Jew too. And then we're gonna have the Flash. He's gonna be like, "I'm Jew. I'm fast. I'm gonna show up." I mean, it's the possibilities are endless. The Serververse is so cool. Where else do you get to see all of these characters interact? I mean, look at this. I never thought in a million years I'd be able to have Yogi Bear and the Philadelphia Fanatic have a Philly Fanatic compete, and then Mr. Meeseeks shows up. And
don't grab them again. Stop picking them up again.
I mean, come on. Who doesn't want to see this? I mean, remember how amazing this is? This movie takes all these things, puts them together for us to enjoy, uses the Looney Tunes as an excuse, and I mean, what a brilliant idea. We've never seen this before to this scale.
Right.
Forget Ready Player One, Vito. We're taking it 100 degrees faster. Who cares if the kids didn't know what The Matrix was or A Clockwork Orange or Casablanca? They got to get educated, and they're only going to do that in the Serververse. The best place online to stream all your movies and television in one place, and it's all owned by Warner Brothers. I loved how LeBron was so proficient in knowing Warner Brothers IP. He knew exactly when he showed up. He couldn't invite Spider-Man. He's like, I'm gonna invite the Iron Giant because he knew, like, I'm gonna go with a deep cut. I'm gonna be like, forget Wolverine, forget Iron Man. No, Iron Giant, baby. He's on my team after King Kong. King Kong ain't nothing on Spider-Man. I mean, this movie is brilliant in how they do it all. Restore the Serververse. I want 10 more movies in the Serververse as an HBO Max series and films. This was what we want, Vito.
I will agree that when will we ever get to see the Jetsons hang out with famed child murderer Pennywise the Clown? It is a true crossover that the fans have demanded since the dawn of time.
I mean, for real.
Hey,
Petunia.
Good
stuff. I gotta want to come to this room, this private room with me. Come on, let's go. I mean, when else do you get that? Thank you.
Right. When else will I get Jabberjaw the shark hanging out with a gang of murderers and frankly bad people?
You know, anything
Let's put
else?
It that way.
Anything else, Vito? Mediocre.
All movies should be like this.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Now you're speaking the language, Vito. Now you get it. Now we're on the same page. This movie is brilliant.
Fair enough.
It should win all the Oscars. I don't know how you're going to beat it, but Vito, you're up number 3.
Okay, well, that's a hard act to follow. I didn't bring as many props as you, Andy.
On the Carrot Top, the best movie ever.
Yeah, you're basically. When you started picking them up again, I was like, let's shut this down. I'm already there with you. Look, my number 3.
Better than hearing you go on and on about Lola Bunny. My God,
shut up. That was a good sequence. I just love Lola Bunny. She's a great character. She's fun. Anyway. The number 3 point is we get to hear the Space Jam theme song again. That's a lie. It's not in the movie. How did they not put the Space Jam theme in? Okay, my real number 3.
Sounds negative, Vito.
No. LeBron James is a little bit self-aware in this movie, and it's funny. LeBron James is having fun, and that's what we're here to see. To see LeBron James. And you can't take it too seriously. You really can't. And if you try to take it too seriously, you're going to have a bad time. And there's a great scene that sums that up when they're in the boardroom and they're pitching to LeBron James. They're saying, we're going to put you in all these movies. We're going to put you in Batman. We're going to put you in Game of Thrones. LeBron James shuts him down. He goes, guys, this is a terrible idea. Athletes can't act. I'm like, all right. The movie maybe knows it's a little bit absurd, that maybe it's going a little bit too far. Now, does it stay completely within the confines? It's arguable, but there are parts where you go, you know what, I'm just going to go along for the ride. LeBron has told me, just have fun with this one. It's just me being LeBron. It's King James, man. So, just seeing that NBA great, having a great day, collecting $1 billion paycheck. How can you not have fun with that?
Okay. Well said. I got nothing else to add because I'm gonna be positive on this episode. I lost so badly on the last one. I'm gonna stay positive. In fact, you know what? You're gonna cue my last point. You have inspired me, Vito. My number 3. Speaking of billionaires, this movie has a brilliant message. At the end of the day, this movie teaches all billionaires that your kids don't have to follow in your shadow and be a huge basketball superstar like you. Right. With all the billions of dollars that you have at your disposal, your kids can do whatever they want. You don't have to be so hard on them. So to all the billionaires watching this movie, what a great tool to give them, because there's a lot of billionaires out there, Vito, and they don't get a lot of movies to watch that speak directly towards them. So to me, this was a brilliant message that we can all live, because we all want to live like billionaires, right? And so what an amazingly specific
it's for all us future
lesson.
1%ers.
Yeah, what an amazing specific lesson that a billionaire athlete doesn't have to be so hard on his kid,
Yeah.
He can maybe use the funds that you've made over your years playing basketball and maybe be like an amazing designer. He's going to have all that LeBron James cred to do whatever the hell he wants. Really never have to work if he doesn't want to because you're LeBron James. So it's just so nice to know, like the Jeff Bezos in the world, the Elon Musk. I don't know how to say Elon's kid's name, but what a message this movie will be for Elon Musk. He'll be to watch this and go, oh my God, my son doesn't have to go to space or make, cars. My son can go be in a rock
He can just
band.
be a genius video game programmer.
Yeah, whatever he wants.
Yeah.
I can support my son any way possible. And for those rich billionaire kids who, let's be honest, Vito, they have it tough. They have it tough. They are going to be put into a place where they can be like, oh, finally, a movie that's encouraging me to do what I want to do, and I don't have to follow my billionaire dad's footsteps. I think brilliant message that speaks to us all in a way that I have to.
It speaks to the billionaire inside of us.
Yeah, I mean, what an amazing, just a daring, ballsy message in a Space Jam movie. I just didn't expect it, so I gotta give it high marks.
Right? Yeah. It's kind of interesting that like the first one shows you how Michael Jordan came from nothing. He's very humble, but here we get to see how LeBron James is on top of the world and has millions of social media followers, which is kind of like, a good message too. I learned a lot.
Yeah, well,
and he meets the Looney Tunes.
I learned we get to have Cartman and Go
Okay,
Boy.
all right, no.
And we get Austin Powers, groovy baby.
God. It's like I'm watching the movie again.
Screw you guys, I'm going home. I'm gonna go. And then Gannon's like, hey, I'm here in Star Trek. And then Teletubby's like, wah 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 wah. And then it just keeps going and going. And then he's like, oh, Superman, blah blah blah. This is amazing. Who would have?
See, I got confused for a second because I thought you were just playing footage from the movie.
No, and
I didn't realize
you can have Willow from Buffy get clawed by Logan. I mean, look, the possibilities are endless. I mean, did you know you wanted to see that? Because now I do. And in the Serververse, we can see Morpheus and Diana have a conversation. Be like,
they can make
you
out.
are not the one, but you could be if you want to come to my place.
Oh.
Only in the Serververse, Vito. I know you wanted it. I knew you wanted it. I mean, if they've introduced something in this that's just blows my mind. So I gotta, baby. Space
Warner
Jam 2 is
3000,
the legacy.
everybody.
Warner 3000, Algae Rhythm for the win. Woo! Welcome to the Space Jam. We are gonna eat hams and we're gonna bake some yams. Only in the Space Jam. Woo! And I got my Gryffindor hat because I'm part of the Serververse, baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Vito.
So, Andy, I think, is having some sort of mental break, which, be kind in your voting, I guess. Consider that. Because clearly something's going on in this man's life.
Welcome to the Space Jam.
No.
Ba, ba. Vito, catch the ball. Here it is. You got
All
it?
right, I'm passing it.
Oh, you got to pass it back. Yay.
Pass the rock.
Woo!
Just don't do the double step back fade or you'll maybe get deleted, which we then completely undercut the emotional tension of that scene by having LeBron say, no, maybe I'll be okay. Anyway.
I mean, I don't know if I'm a voting character. It sounds like he's being kind of negative. What do you guys think?
Yeah, okay.
What do
you're
you
really
think?
positive.
What do you
when
think,
say the
Mr.
movie
Meeseeks?
is about billionaires and how great it is to be a billionaire. I know the game you're playing. This is ridiculous.
Welcome to the Space Jam. Gonna go eat some hams. Yeah.
Stop using music and props to get votes. This is not okay.
Well,
Andy,
I think we've said all we needs to be said about Space Jam: A New Legacy.
Thing I think we should say.
There was one thing we didn't say, which was the best part of this movie. We both
the best
agreed.
part of this movie. The
Was
one
the-
joke that we
spoiler
both
alert.
agreed
Spoiler
was
alert.
too good for either one of us to
But
take.
I think we all know where we're headed. The Michael B. Jordan cameo was a very funny moment, I have to be honest.
Was perfectly executed, just funny, just a good, solid joke.
Yeah, it was a surprise.
I wish the rest of the movie had been like that.
It was a surprise. Like, what? Oh, and like, there was a
Yeah,
moment.
for a
Like, are they
second
going to
you
get
were like-
Michael B. Jordan? Is that what they're doing here? And
Yeah.
then he walks in like, all right, touche.
Yeah, they
one
subverted my
time-
expectations.
one time
Because
I
I was like,
said,
oh my
oh.
God, they're actually going to have a Michael Jordan cameo.
Yeah, it was
like,
the
because
one
what else
moment.
could this be? Oh,
So I do not
Okay.
fault Michael B. Jordan because I think he got the joke. He thought that would be funny, and it was. That was
It
the
was.
one time
It was a
where I was
good
like,
joke.
Good job.
I even like
film.
the little thing. I think it's Daffy Duck. He goes, "We wanted Michael A. Jordan, not Michael B. Jordan." Where I'm like,
yeah.
"Oh, that's funny." Like he's the second
B-level.
one down.
And Michael B. Jordan's not going to disagree. There's no way he's Michael. I'm sure he's got his whole life.
He gives him
But
the
to finally
Friday Night
cement,
Lights
yeah, he gives
speech.
exactly. But to cement his Michael Jordanness in a Space Jam, I thought it was clever.
Yeah.
It was we agreed
That
early
was
on. That was the
good.
one we both wanted. So we
We got to give the
we
movie
threw it by
that.
the wayside. But what do you guys think? Who was the most most positive overall. You guys get to vote in the comments and on the straw poll, which will be down below. And check out Vito's review over on youtube.com. Look up Vito.
/Vito.
That's You'll find him easy. He's got a really negative review. Watch that afterwards. Don't
no, maybe it's positive because that's the show.
Don't hinder him there. Only based
Vote
on what
first.
we said here. But I got my review as well, which you can watch on this channel, as well as other stuff coming soon. So thank you guys so much for watching. Tell us what movie you want to see us do next. We got some time. We got some openings. What other movies do you want to see us do for best movie ever? Keep the comments coming. Share the video if you got this far and you liked it. I think we're also on audio platforms. You can listen to this show on podcast things like Spotify and other things. Thanks to Chris.
It's a great podcast, honestly.
Chris has been loading these up, and so they are up there. You can also go check us out. Go like us on iTunes or Spotify. I don't know how that stuff works, but go show it some love. If maybe it'll take off there instead of here, and then they'll justify all this work. But you'll notice we didn't do a lot of footage this week because it's streaming still, and they are very particular.
Oh yeah, especially Warner Brothers.
They're not good at sharing footage, so you may not see as many clips as usual. But hey, it got it to you. It got to you quicker. But Vito, my man, thanks to be here. It's always fun. Stay tuned for more here. Ready on Best Movie Ever. We did it.
We're gonna get the time. Did we get it?
Yeah, we finally got it. It sounded good. Hit the subscribe, everybody. Hit that little Movie World logo. Stick around, watch some more, and stay tuned. Bye, everybody. We are gonna Space Jam, and we're gonna eat.
No more
songs. Go glam.
Those aren't the lyrics.